The Shadows of the Past. Welcome back to the chilling saga of Sigma Boy. This chapter will take you deeper into the mysteries surrounding Max and the darkness he carries within. Ghosts of the past, both literal and metaphorical, will emerge, leaving you questioning what is real and what is illusion. But before we dive in, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment about what you think of the story so far. Your support helps keep this series alive. The Haunted Choice. Max stood in the center of the abandoned house once again, facing the cracked mirror that seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy. Evan, the mysterious transfer student who claimed to know the truth about Max's power, stood beside him, his face shadowed in the dim light. The air was heavy, as if the house itself was holding its breath. "This place," Evan whispered, his voice barely audible over the low hum that seemed to resonate from the walls. "It's more than just a house. It's a prison." "A prison for what?" Max asked, his voice steady despite the unease creeping into his chest. Evan turned to him, his eyes sharp. "Not what? Who?" Before Max could ask more, a sudden gust of cold wind swept through the room, extinguishing the faint light from the single lantern they had brought. Darkness swallowed them, and in the silence that followed, a voice echoed, a voice that was neither human nor entirely otherworldly. "You dare return," it hissed, filling the room with an oppressive presence. The Phantom's Warning. A faint, ghostly glow emerged from the mirror, revealing the silhouette of a figure within. It was a woman, her features blurred as if she were submerged underwater. Her eyes burned with sorrow and rage. "Who are you?" Max demanded, his voice faltering as the air around him grew colder. The figure's gaze locked onto him. "I am the soul bound to this place. A victim of the power you now wield. I was once like you, drawn to the promises of strength. But it is a curse." Max felt his stomach drop. The whispers that had haunted him since his first encounter with the mirror grew louder, circling him like vultures. "You lie," Max said, clenching his fists. "This power has made me stronger." The Phantom's laughter was hollow, echoing off the walls. "And what have you lost, child? Your humanity. Your soul. This power does not come from within you. It feeds on what you hold dear." Evan stepped forward, his face pale but resolute. "Max, she's telling the truth. This house, it's a trap. It lures in those seeking strength and binds them to its will. If you don't let go of the shadow now, you'll end up like her." The battle for control. The room began to twist and warp as if reality itself were unraveling. Shadows stretched and writhed, forming grotesque shapes that seemed to reach for Max. The ghost's voice rose above the chaos. "Break the mirror, and you may yet be free. But beware, the shadow will not release you without a fight." Max turned to Evan, uncertainty flickering in his eyes. "If I break it, what happens to me?" "You'll face the shadow alone," Evan said grimly. "But it's the only way to reclaim yourself." Before Max could respond, the shadow surged forward, enveloping him in a suffocating embrace. It spoke directly into his mind, its voice a chilling mix of his own and something far darker. "You need me," it whispered. "Without me, you're nothing. Weak. Forgotten." Max's memories flashed before him, the ridicule, the loneliness, the nights spent crying into his pillow. The shadow fed on his pain, growing stronger with each flicker of doubt. But then, another memory surfaced, Evan's words earlier that night, "Strength isn't about power. It's about choice." The Shattering. With a surge of determination, Max reached deep within himself, finding a spark of defiance. "You don't control me," he growled, his voice cutting through the shadow's taunts. "I control you." He broke free from the shadow's grasp and lunged toward the mirror. Grabbing a nearby shard of wood, he brought it down with all his might. The mirror shattered into 1,000 pieces, each one reflecting a fragment of the shadow as it screamed in fury. The house trembled, and the ghost's form began to fade. Her expression softened, and for the first time, she looked at peace. "Thank you," she whispered before vanishing entirely. A new beginning. As the dust settled, Max turned to Evan, his body trembling with exhaustion. "Is it over?" he asked. Evan shook his head. "You've taken the first step, but the shadow's mark doesn't fade so easily. It's still inside you, waiting. The question is, what will you do with it?" Max looked at the shattered mirror, the remnants of his battle reflecting his weary face. "I guess we'll find out. What do you think of this chapter? Is Max free, or has his fight just begun? Let us know in the comments what you think and what you'd like to see in the next part of Sigma Boy's journey. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts. Your support keeps this story alive. See you in the next chapter.